Tonight, we've seen how collaboration can result in some incredible creative projects. Our journey takes us to the head office of Capitec, where these passionate women are collaborating for a different reason entirely, providing warmth to those who need it most.
Employees have realized the importance of volunteering, and this they do through giving their time, their skills, as well as the resources to help communities at large. And one of the ways was the virtual volunteering, whereby employees could connect with beneficiaries remotely. But we've had a number of employees who've looked for other ways, innovative ways to still volunteer. And one of the initiatives was the Hooked on Helping.
I was listening to a radio interview one night, and I heard Carolyn Steyn talk about the 67 blankets for Nelson Mandela. And I thought, well, we can do that. So the idea of Hooked on Helping is Capitec sponsors us the wool. The women give their time, they give their skill. They take that wool into their homes and they make a blanket. And they taught themselves. They looked at YouTube and they started teaching themselves how to do this work that only my grandmother or my mother did. And my whole aim is, if you can teach a woman to crochet and that woman teaches her child to crochet, it is bringing our generations together, and it's bringing staff together to give a skill over to their children. The kindness of giving a blanket that you've made with your own hands and spent your time on, and that you've put your whole creative sense into it, giving that to somebody in need gives you a feeling that you are lightening up their day, you're making a difference. And in Hooked on Helping, our aim is to help children or help women in need. You're making a colorful contribution to their lives with the blankets that we make.
67 Blankets for Mandela Day has grown into one of the biggest volunteering movements in the country. And it all started with a challenge.
The seed for 67 Blankets for Nelson Mandela Day started on my husband Doe's birthday, December 19th, 2013. It was shortly after the passing of our beloved Nelson Mandela. And I was challenged to make 67 blankets by Mandela Day the following year. And I said yes, but it was light-hearted banter, in one ear, out the other. And then my sister Sharon arrived on Christmas Day with a bag of wool and a crochet hook, reminding me of my pledge. So I started crocheting on Christmas Day 2013, and as you can see, I have not stopped. I realized very, very quickly that I would not be able to make 67 blankets on my own. And so literally at 3 o'clock in the morning, I went onto Facebook, where I asked pretty much strangers if there's anybody out there that might be able to help me make a blanket, because I have pledged 67. And when I woke up, I was astounded. People wanting to make a difference in the name of Nelson Mandela. And this is such an easy, simple way of doing that. It doesn't cost a lot of money to create warmth for someone. It does take time, but especially during this time of COVID, we've got time. We're so grateful to Capitec Bank, who have really come on board in a very, very big way. And together we've achieved remarkable things, and they've been so generous. They really, really have. They have bought wool for thousands of people across the country. Because there's so many people who have the will who do not have the wool. And Capitec has really, really helped us in that regard. I just want to show you some of the most remarkable works of art, blankets and scarves that we've received over the years. This is Bibi. So this blanket was made at Zonderwater Correctional Center and pretty much tells the history of how 67 Blankets started. It was made by an inmate there who's very invested with 67 blankets. So it's just a blanket with meaning for us, and we hold on to this for our displays. Here's a blanket that was handed to me as a gift at the South African Embassy in Washington by our ambassador there, Veronica Busby. And I think it's so beautiful. This is a blanket with emojis. I just think it's so lovely and playful and colorful and made with love. We are going to, in March, April next year, create this big Bokke blanket and pay tribute to our rugby heroes. So to give you an idea of what this pattern looks like, it's something like that. And every single pixel is a blanket. So here is one. It's a pixel in that big picture measuring 160 by 160. The blankets are largely in green and gold, and Capitec Bank have sponsored the wool for the book in the middle of the blanket. So very, very grateful to Capitec Bank for coming on board in such a big way, showing the world how, stitch by stitch, we are keeping the legacy of our beloved Nelson Mandela alive.
So these are the latest that I've made. I think I've made about 4 or 5. So this would be 6 and then 7. It feels so good being able to help someone else. It's something that you did not buy but actually made out of love with your own hands. It really feels good, especially the warmth that you get from them, the appreciation. It really does feel good.
What it was for me was a journey of commitment, because I think when I got around about here, I wanted to change my mind and make it a scarf because it was so long. But I'd already committed to a color scheme and a pattern and everything. So it actually made lunchtime more fun because we sit together and look at what the other people are doing and teach each other how to crochet.
I've made 12 blankets thus far, and the Hooked on Helping initiative has just brightened up my life, and it is so heartwarming to hand the blanket over to a child, to a woman, to a man. It is just really heartwarming, and it makes everything worth it. All the time and love put into it.
The value in organic initiatives such as Hooked on Helping, which comes from individuals who feel strongly about initiative, is that it's sustainable. The collaboration doesn't just end with Capitec, 67 Blanket, or the NGOs that we work with. We extend this invitation to you as a public. Next time you visit a Capitec branch, please consider donating some wool. That wool would be connected into a bigger blanket that can have a real impact on someone who desperately needs a warm blanket.
A small donation can go a long way to warming someone's heart. Share your love on our social platforms. #TheInsiderSA.